If we only had a brain, we wouldn't pave over paradise with this parking lot. BRAIN stands for Bi-State Residents Against Illiana Neo-Sprawl, which is exactly what this is. We charge the state government of Illinois with serious crimes of deliberately degrading our farming neighborhoods, specifically the so-called Peatone Airport footprint, but now also folks in the crosshairs of the Illiana Tollway. No politician who is making these decisions has attempted to meet with us, save one, Glenn Pichard. Shortly before he lost to George Bryant's first criminally rigged governorship, Pichard came to a packed church in Peatone, declared his opposition to the Peatone Airport because we did not want it for a number of sound reasons. Since then, there's been one crooked regime after another, all the while trying to choke the life out of the footprint stalwarts. When forced by desperation, a landowner sold to IDOT, often they wouldn't be paid for years. They're basically forced the foreclosure and condemning of the neighborhood by destroying perfectly good farmhouses, barns, and other buildings for no sane reason other than intimidation and degradation. This premature predation by the state constitutes criminal mischief. We want the money trail followed for clarification about what is exactly happening here. Now, I have a statement to make, but I have copies. Anyone can get a copy, and as well as other information about this whole Peatone Illiana mess that's going on. Here's my statement for today. Now, we would be over at Toy's office, and we will shortly anyway, but that's her office. And the reason why we're on this corner is because she is the queen of quick take. She is the one pushing quick take on the Illiana people today. So she's on the Agriculture and Conservation Committee in the state Senate, and yet she's preying on farmers. Explain that, how that works. That's why we're at this corner. Okay, we have gathered here together this morning to voice our alarm, the sneaky and totally uncalled for machinations of IDOT, INDOT, and the state politicians who give them their marching orders. For years, the people of eastern Will County have been menaced by the threat of the Peatone Airport, pushed by such people as Henry Hyde as a tactic to thwart O'Hare expansion, Gerald Weller, ex-governors Jim Edgar and now inmate George Bryant, present governor, former Gadfly Blagojevich underling Pat Quinn, Debbie Halverson, and most especially Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr., as well the politicians and the business interests who pay for their campaigns have clamored for an expressway now known as the Illiana. JJJ has been the most determined bulldog of all and has claimed the airport would bring hundreds of thousands of benefit-laden jobs, etc., to the area. He is now on the sidelines due to personal and political reasons. The person who has taken up his banner is Halverson's former aide and now state senator in this area, Toy Hutchinson. She has cynically pushed through a quick take measure in Springfield to hasten the acquisition of land from farmers in the path of the Illiana corridor. Even though she is on the State Agricultural and Conservation Committee, she nonetheless is determined to hasten the destruction of several farms to quicken the evisceration of Will County and into Indiana for this Illiana Toll Road project. IDOT and INDOT put on a dog and pony show on consecutive nights, Peatone and Lowell, Indiana, last month, which were attended by several hundred people each. But we had no real say in any of the planning or the location of this assault, much less any real input about any of it. Democracy is not about what the people actually want and need, only what politicians and their paymasters decide is profitable. Everyone knows this Illiana toll road would not be stuck down here if it wasn't for the purely politically conjured Peatone Airport. $100 million plus of state tax money has already been poured down the rat hole for studies, mouthpieces, propaganda, and land acquisition. Wow. With clinics closing, money is still available for this? No. Quick Take is a vile form of eminent domain on steroids. People in these targeted areas are being menaced by surveyors and others hired by IDOT and INDOT at this very moment. Illinois' economy is in the toilet due to criminal management by the politicians in Springfield. The housing market is ruined. They want to steal this land, basically. This is not progress, but rather the worst form of coercion and bullying by government on its own citizens, using our tax money that is so desperately needed to revitalize communities that have been abandoned, so that these land rustlers can destroy Will County too. Since no politician pushing for this dual nightmare is willing to actually meet with real citizens in the affected areas, nor the uninterested airlines, and have had their districts conveniently gerrymandered for their easy election by the notorious Michael Madigan, we have been forced to defend our communities and articulate the arguments ourselves, as the rubber stamp political process has utterly failed us and all the citizens in both states. These politicians only talk amongst themselves. It is immoral to destroy functioning several generation farms for a project that is unneeded, unwanted, and which hasn't had the proper studies conducted. Shame on Toy Hutchison and all those involved in this ecocidal assault. We will not allow our children's future to be bulldozed. That's right. Yay. Thank you. Yay, Anthony. I have copies of this. Let's go get her. Go! Go! Illiana! Go! Illiana! Go! Illiana!
You want to leave some people in every corner?
Go!
No airport! Go Illiana!
Still have